The website that I'll be explaining today is Math Playground. You can find it at www.mathplayground.com. I want to start off by showing you what the website looks like itself. This is the top of the Math Playground homepage. This page is the first thing you see, and it'll show you the different features like the math games, logic games, math arcade, story math, math videos, and then all of the games, and then it'll show you all the grades like you can see. It also gives math teaching resources, and then there's also the subscribe or sign in where you can sign in if you have a membership. If you scroll down on the homepage, this is the next section that you'll see. This is all of the games, and they section it into different subjects. So they have subtraction, division, decimals, and then there's just classic games and they just divide the games up in this section. And you can click on any of these and it'll take you to those games. This is what you see when you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the homepage. This is the most organized, in my opinion, part, and it breaks each of the links of the games down into, as you can see, the Math Playground, math games, learning games, and fun games. And I like that the Math Playground is divided into different grade levels, and the math games are divided into different content areas, and then the learning games and fun games are also specified there too. Here I provided the link to all the elementary grades, so it's first, second, third, and then this is the middle school grade, and you can click on those links to take you to those grade level games. Now, if you remember on the first page at the very top, there was a button that said Math Resources for Teachers. If you click on that, this is what will pop up, and it's a bunch of different resources that math teachers can use. So there's a blog that you can visit that just gives different lesson plans and teaching ideas and new math games and things on the blog. And then there's also different games that correspond with different math concepts or different math topics. So this one is Number Talks, and all of these can be clicked on, and then if you have the membership, you can put them on Google Classroom, and so you can see your students and who has played them and what they got on them. You can see the student progress, and it all shows up on Google Classroom for you. And so I thought that was a super cool feature that we can use in our classrooms. And when you scroll down a little bit more on the teacher resource page, you get these teaching tools. So there are different visuals that you can use. So there's a multiplication chart, a division chart, a tool, and a Venn diagram, all different kinds of tools that you can use to teach math. And these also can be put in Google Classroom, and then you can put them up on the board, and you can use them all together as a class, or they can use them at home if they were demonstrated in class, and vice versa. I also wanted to say that the premium classroom is $5.99 per month for the subscription, and the premium family is $2.99 a month if you want to get that Google Classroom feature. I also wanted to show what it looks like when you click on those math content areas. So I just clicked on addition and subtraction games. So you can use this when, say, you're in the classroom and a student gets done with their work. They can go on this website and they can do addition and subtraction games. So for the kids who are higher and get done more quickly, they can go on here and they can do addition and subtraction games at their level, or even at a higher grade level, so that they can get that challenge that they need, and vice versa. But you can also use this at home if a student needs extra practice with that Google Classroom thing. You can share all of they're doing at home with yourself on Google Classroom. And then at times like now when they're not in school, you can also send this link to parents so that they can get on there for their students, and they can do different games that relate with the content that they are doing. And the last thing I wanted to show you was if you click on those grade levels, so I did the 6+ grade level, so it goes up to 8th grade games, and this sections them off into the different math concepts. So this is expressions and equations. If you scroll down a little bit more, you get into ratios and proportions and all kinds of different math concepts that you can have your students in the correct grade level play the games for the correct content. After I showed you a bit into all those features, I'm just going to give a brief list of all the different features that Math Playground has to offer for teachers and for students. I hit on most of these already with what it looks like, but the different features are that there are different math games, logic games, there's a math arcade, story math. I haven't hit on this much, but it is word problems for students that they can do, and then math videos. They have different videos teaching different math concepts. So there's one on addition, there's one on subtraction, all different kinds. And then there's the teaching math teaching resources. It's sorted by grade level. It's sorted by math content. There's a teacher blog. To touch on the story math and the math video links a little bit more, the story math is voice automated word problems, but they're kind of in the form of games. So they still act and serve as games in the student's mind, but they're word problems that they have to solve. And there's multi-stepped and multi-layered math problems for students to use, which are great tools for teachers to use at the end of teaching, just to see where students are with it. And it's voice automated, so students don't have to worry about reading comprehension while they're doing math. The story math is they have a step-by-step explanation of different math concepts. So if students need to go home and they're still confused about fractions, they can go on here and they can click on the fractions video and it'll give them a step-by-step. Or if they're not in class and instead of recording yourself doing a fractions lesson, you can have them look on the story math link to see the step-by-step explanation. There's also video challenges. So they're like word problems. Again, they have multi-layered steps and problems for students to solve. I'm going to talk a little bit about standards and math practices that coincide with this website. Since Math Playground has content for all of the subjects across multiple different content areas, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fractions, ratios, pre-algebra, geometry, it hits all of the 1st through 8th grade Kentucky standards, which I linked. So it really hits on all of those. And some of the math practices that students would use while doing this would be MP1, which is make sense of problems and persevere in solving them. That's anytime that they're doing the games or any of the resources really. MP2 is reason abstractly and quantitatively. So they're reasoning with different problems. They are with word problems, they're doing this. And then MP4 model with mathematics. They're doing this in the interactive games. They have to fill in numbers. They have to constantly be modeling with their math skills. The last thing is alternatives, so students without access to technology. I would have students do this during class so that they can use their Chromebooks provided. They also can go to a public library when they're home. They can access the internet there. I also can give printed out versions of different word problems that they go through, or even some of the games. and if none of these options are working, I can also give different math games that I have in the class to specific students who don't have technology. I can give them the different games that we do in class as well. I hope you guys liked Math Playground, and I hope this was helpful in implementing this into your classrooms.